involved. So this is WJRG Radio. We just heard from the Sounds of Blackness on WJRG Radio. And like I said, this is Facebook Live as well. We have in the studio Minister James Mabry. How you doing, my brother? God bless you.
I'm doing.
All right. God bless you this evening.
Thank you.
And this is Action First broadcast. We come your way every Thursday. We try to bring in a special guest who's a blessing to our community, so we can, see what's going on in our community. God done blessed us with some great talent, and we just want to say welcome to Action First broadcast.
Well, thank you.
All right, so we have some questions for you, my brother. Let's talk about your music career. How you get started in music, man? Let's talk about your career.
Well, my uncle used to put his guitar down. He used to put his guitar down, and I used to pick it up. And I just used to do it, just pick it up and just play stuff.
Right.
And after a while, it started making sense. And I said, okay. But I was left-handed, so I would play his guitar upside down, and so that's why everybody called me Lefty, because that's how I play.
So tell me the age you started playing the guitar, because like I was telling you before we started broadcasting, my brother and myself, we used to play. He played the bass, I played the lead. Back when I was like maybe 13, 14. Now, when did you get started playing the guitar, man?
Oh, maybe 10 or 11.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. Yeah, about 10 or 11, I'd say.
Now, what made you, want to play guitar? See, when I was coming up, my dad, he was a guitar player, or he tried to play. I had an uncle that really was real good with the guitar. So that really influenced me. What influenced you?
The uncle thing, man.
Okay.
The uncle thing, because he would play. He was a one-man band. Everybody was who was playing then? He was playing a lot of just a country.
Okay.
Southern soul. I'll call it that way. Just on the guitar alone.
And you being a kid, you really that kind of turned you on a little bit.
Yeah, man. It's just something about it.
And
so when he put it down, I picked it up.
And that's good, man. That's good. All right, this is Action First broadcast, and we have Dr. Wayne McCray as well in the studio. Now, you're a quartet lover. I've been to a lot of different programs of quartet shows, a lot of anniversaries. I've seen you there playing the guitar, and also you do the sound man as well. Let's talk about the quartet groups, and what made you get into quartet music?
My sisters.
Okay.
My sisters, they started, and they needed a guitar player.
Right.
My sister Renee asked me, "Come on, brother, play with us." I said, "No." I was into the piano, so I was learning piano at the time.
Okay.
So I said, "Okay, I'll help you guys out," and that was the start.
Who's your sisters? Let's talk about
Renee. I'm sure everybody know Kay and Faye, but Renee's that one that's bouncing all over the place. That's always her.
Right.
And she was just on my case, just asking me to come on, brother. We need a guitar player. And I said, okay.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I knew it was a relationship with you, Faye, and Kay, but I never knew those were your sisters, though.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that, man. Now, which quartet group is your favorite? Let's say quartet group of all times. Mighty Clouds, Lee Williams, the Canton Spirituals. Any group that you really liked it? Coming up that, because you guys been in quartet for a long time.
Well, it's this group called the Volunteers.
The Volunteers? Is that the one with Robert Blair?
Yeah, with Robert Blair.
Okay.
That was, if I had to say that was my favorite group of all times, I would say that. Robert Blair and the Volunteers.
And the Volunteers. Wow, that's a blessing, man. That is a blessing. All right, this is Action First broadcast on W.J.R.G. Radio, and we have our special guest this evening, Minister James Mabry. He's the manager for the group, the Heavenly Stars, and we're going to be talking about them as well. They have a new project that's coming out now. So we're talking about your affiliation with the Heavenly Stars. When did the group start?
We started 77.
Wow, that's a long time. 77.
77, yeah.
What's some of the accolades would you say this group achieved? I know we're still playing on this station, and also WYBC God Specialized. I just love that song.
Oh yeah.
Right, I love that song.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what's some of the accolades the Heavenly Stars achieved over the years?
Well, we've gotten a lot of recognition from I guess a lot from the South, Virginia, North Carolina. Mostly when we would go, they would always, make it an annual event, and we would just make it. Yeah, I would say a lot in a lot in Virginia, Carolinas, and also got a lot of family down there too.
Right, right,
So.
right. Okay, I mean, is it tough? How tough is it for a New Haven group to be recognized and be honored by their own right here? Is it tough? Talk to me about that.
Now that's kind of tough.
Talk to me about that. I mean, because I'm from New Haven as well.
Yeah.
So I know the love. I don't want to use the word hate, but I know how it works. But just tell me from the quartet world. All right?
Now there's a lot of love.
Okay.
Now
That's one thing I can say too. One thing about
Yeah.
the quartet, because me being a radio announcer, I mean, I go to the quartet groups. I go to the rap, the rappers.
Yeah.
I go to the other ones. The contemporaries.
Yeah.
I try to mix it up.
Yeah.
So most of them I know anyway, and I support. I can say one thing about the quartet world. You guys do stick together. When
Yeah.
they have an anniversary, most of the quartet groups come out, help them celebrate the anniversary, and I see a tightness in there.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the other side. Is there any bad side of the quartets that you wish you can change or help some?
Well, I'm old school, Jerry.
Okay.
I'm just old school. I don't see a lot of respect for like the house of God, like like it should be.
Okay.
I see a lot of people taking it, I won't say for granted, but just not respecting it like it should be. And
Right.
that bothers me.
It bothers you a lot,
Yeah, it
and there's
bothers me
nothing
a lot.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll bother me too because it's ministry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all because you're a minister.
Yeah.
Now, how long you been a minister?
Oh, I've been.
Yeah, but let's talk about that. How you balance
Oh.
ministry, being a manager, your personal life, how you balance all that out being a minister.
Well, I didn't take it seriously at first because I didn't think that it was that serious. But
Right.
but as it got going and we started singing more and you begin to see people. There was one time that we sang in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Okay.
There was a lady that came over and she wanted to give me some money. She said, you really made a difference in my life and I enjoyed you guys so much. And she kept in touch. And that, to me, that was the beginning of like, are you serious?
Right.
And now it's starting to change for me.
Okay.
Like, well, if I'm going to carry this on my shoulder, then, it's got to be for real.
Well, yeah, you're right. Because I mean, one thing about an audience, they remember faces.
Yeah.
Right. They remember faces, who's singing, who's not singing,
Yeah.
and it's good. It's good when you can bless somebody.
Absolutely.
Especially with song.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
That's huge. To me, that's huge.
So, what was some of the other cities that the Heavenly Stars traveled and blessed? Because this group is singing since the '70s,
Yeah.
and I mean, and these girls can sing too. It's not like they can't sing.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, let's talk about their success. Do you feel that they should be even more higher in gospel music? What you think?
I do think so.
Okay.
But
it's tough. It's tough. The gospel industry is tough.
Yeah.
All right. It's real tough.
Yeah. We, when everybody started having families and kids and, you can't, when you start trying to balance that out and husbands and all that stuff. And
It's not easy.
yeah. So you go to a plateau and, you say, well, this is where we are for now. And, you kind of, you kind of get held there, but you can still see the response from the people say, hey, when are you going to do this? When are you going to come? How are you going to come here? When are you going to come here? We went to Kentucky and we've been just trying to get back out there, but it's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Well, I mean, like I said, they've been doing this since the '70s,
Yeah,
man. That's a blessing. I mean,
But now the earlier days were fun. Now that was.
they get older now too.
Yeah,
So.
that was good. That was good. We rent a van and we drive all night just to get to Saturday, do the program, do a Saturday night program, Sunday morning program, and we would just beat feet back. It was fun.
Well, yeah, I believe it. I believe it. That's one thing. Like I told you, I used to play the guitar, and on one side I'd be glad I didn't, go all the way because I'd have been on the road too.
Yeah,
right? Because that's the fun part.
Yeah,
being on the road, playing the guitar, just meeting people in general. So I'm just a radio guy that plays the music, man. That's a great thing. Let's talk about some of the legends in New Haven since We're doing Facebook Live. Both of us is from New Haven, and we shared some things that we worked together.
We sure did.
I didn't know we worked together
We
until
sure
you
did.
told me. Before my Pratt and Whitney days, we were young on that one. So growing up in New Haven, we had, especially in the quartet world, we lost a lot of legends. We lost Bishop McClan. We lost Deacon Archie Thomas, Brother Ben Smalls, my man Buddy Thompson, Sister Sharon, and Brother Art. Let's talk about some of the legends, man. What made these guys and Sharon legends in gospel?
They had unique things that they did.
Right.
Sharon Shaw, she had a golden voice. Golden voices,
Right.
and
Golden voice.
yeah, and Art, he had a push that was just it was good, in quartet, what they call it, like push, your tenor, that, and then southern, when you go way back, they call it bassapoo and all that stuff. But Art he had a push, man, that was just awesome. It was he could pull it out and make it sound just good.
Wow. Okay. Now, what about the late Buddy Thompson, man? That was my man.
Buddy
Thompson.
Thompson.
And I still miss Buddy.
He was solid from beginning to end, man.
Yes.
He was just solid from beginning to end. From the first time I heard him play up until I heard him, talk about, from the last time I heard him talk about, things back down through the years. It was just a solid, standard person.
Okay. Now I got a question because like I told you, I was watching the making of Motown, right? When Barry Gordy was talking, Smokey Robinson was talking, and they said when Motown used to go out on tour, they had to review. Every group was trying to get to that top spot, the closeout spot. Is that the same thing in the quartet world? let's say you got let's say you got the Spiritual Souls. Let's say you got what's another good? Deacon Lou Dobbs, or group. How does that mean when you close the show? I mean, does that make it like you arrived? Because back then they said Smokey Robinson closed the show out until somebody beat him. I mean, is that important to close the show, man? Does that make you like you arrived? Because you can't expect a group that just start, a brand new group that's trying to get on the program.
Right.
They're not going to close it out.
No,
right?
That ain't gonna happen. If they do, there's nobody gonna beat it.
Right, exactly. Just like when Buddy was telling me one time, when they used to travel places, they always try to get to that spot, where they don't want to just open the show. They want to be in the middle. How important is that?
Well, yeah, it makes a statement. It definitely makes a statement. We did a show not too long ago.
Hate to put you on the spot, but since you're in the studio, so which group right now would close the show out in New Haven? Which New Haven group would you say would close the show out right now?
Oh man, either the Golden Stars.
Okay, Tyrese, all right.
Heavenly Stars.
Heavenly Stars, okay.
There's a few more, but
okay.
That would be towards the end of the show because okay, it's getting good now because we got this one coming up,
Right. And you want to keep the people that hang around.
Yeah.
Because people, you don't want them to leave.
Exactly.
Like so you go save the heavy hitters to the end.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you got the Heavenly Stars. We'll close it out.
Heavenly Stars. Yep. The Golden Stars.
Golden Stars. I hate to put you on the spot like this. What about the Spiritual Souls that they were singing?
The Spiritual Souls. Well, see, the Spiritual Souls, they always wanted to get that second or third spot because they kind of wanted to. They always had someone. They had somewhere else to go.
They was busy. They
did a lot.
When you mention Connecticut, especially quartet or women or whatever, Spiritual Soul's name going to come up.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, their name going to come up.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't surprise me if they close the show.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, right now you said the Golden Stars or the Heavenly Stars.
Yeah, you'll have.
I hate to put you on the spot, Brother James, but you're in the studio. Just like you was on the Wendy Williams show. We're talking. All right.
Oh, you got my nephew Fussell.
That's right.
He can close the show too, man.
Tough. I saw. Tough.
Show.
What about you, Dr. Wayne? You over there smiling?
Oh yeah. He calling them right. He calling them right.
So, but that does mean a lot, right?
Yeah, it
means a lot.
It makes a statement.
It makes a statement.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, especially if I had a group, and I want my group to be, one of the top groups, and they're gonna tell me, well, if I get there, well, Jay, you guys coming out second. Want me coming out second? I want to, who's coming out last. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean,
Yeah.
because you working to get to
Yeah.
that last spot. You want
Yeah.
to close it out.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, and you want everybody to be there.
You want everybody to be there. Exactly. You want everybody to be there. So let's talk about your songwriting. Your gift that God gave you to write songs, man. How many songs would you say you have out on your plate right now?
Oh man, it's a ton of them. It's a ton of them.
Okay.
Um,
Give me your favorite song that you wrote. You think that
Specialized. That was a good one.
that's
That
a
was,
song that we
yeah,
playing.
my,
God Specialized.
my sister, she when I matter of fact, I drive tractor trailer, so
Okay.
when I'm riding along and you're singing a tune in your head, and I was like I said, I've always been old school, so I'll go back to the old cuts
Okay.
and and put a little upbeat along with the Heavenly Stars, and it would be like, wow, okay. So when I got home, I said, y'all got to come over, and they always knew I had something going on.
Okay.
They would come over there, we'd go in the basement, and we would just start on it, and I said, forget how you know the song, we're gonna sing it this way, and that's kind of how it came out.
Okay. So how do you get your inspiration, man, to write songs?
My grandmother, she was hot in my life, man. You see the older people how they would sing the Southern gospel hymns and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
That's that's in the back of your mind because I'm from the
Right.
South, so
From the South, okay.
Being from the South, I heard a lot,
Okay.
and so a lot of inspiration come from from what I've seen from what I've seen people go through in different struggles and stuff. So I would say that's an inspiration for me.
Is there any particular songwriter that's I don't care if it's R&B, secular or gospel? Who's one of your favorite songwriters? Would you say is one of the most gifted songwriters that you heard and they just write songs that's just incredible? Because to me, like when I look at, I'll give you an example. Now I've been following Kirk Franklin from day one.
Yeah.
When he came up with The Reason Why I Sing.
Yeah.
Right. And to now. We're talking about even like Hezekiah Walker,
Mm-hmm.
but let's just take Kirk. For a guy that can write music, right? I know he played the piano,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not a great singer, but he can write music.
Yeah,
that's a gift.
He can organize it.
He can arrange it. That's a gift.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. All right, and to me, like I told you, I never wrote any songs. I got an ear for music.
Yeah.
I can hear music, and I can say that's gonna be a hit. That's you could give me the whole LP or the CD, and I can tell you what song in there to play and which gonna be a hit. So I got the ear for it, but I never wrote anything.
Well, I'm gonna give you the first copy.
Give it to me. Because because writing the song, somebody has to create it.
Yeah.
I mean, we just enjoy the music part of it, and we enjoy what you guys created. Somebody has to create that music.
Yeah.
Somebody got to create the music, the words, and put it together. We just enjoy what the outcome of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a gift, man.
Yeah.
That's a gift. All right, that is a gift, bro. So
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that, man.
Well, thank you.
Now, let's talk about your ministry. So you're a minister at your church.
Well, I'm music. I always played the guitar.
Okay.
And I started playing the guitar in the church, and that's where it's been. And to the generations come up after my cousin Bam. I'm sure you heard of him, Kelvin.
Yep.
Yeah, and then now there's just Touche. They all come up under listening to what I've done, and I'm kind of like just sitting back enjoying it now, just listening to those guys.
So now the Heavenly Stars, they got a new song you guys are working on. You said you was talking about that a little bit. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Well, let me just say first of all, this is W.J.R.G. Radio. We have in the studio my man, Minister James Mabry. He's the manager for a legendary group, the Heavenly Stars, and we are streaming live on Facebook with Action First Broadcast with Dr. Wayne McCray. He has some questions, I believe, for you as well. But first of all, it's an honor to have you in the studio, brother.
Thank you.
All right, you not go way back.
Yeah,
right.
We
go way back, and I'm just happy for our people right here in New Haven, still grinding it out, still sticking it out, and everything. Doing a great job. For what you're doing, man. Let's talk about the Heavenly Stars new release.
Okay. Well, COVID then kind of shut everything down.
Yes, it did.
We got music laid down to 3 of the tracks.
Okay.
And we want to. Well, we haven't rehearsal in a minute, but now we're gonna go back and start rehearsing to put the new cuts together.
Good.
Yeah, I kind of want to not rearrange some of the songs that we got already, but I want to like just put a little different kind of groove to it a little bit, make it more live. When you go back and you listen at something again, it's like, you know what, we can make this a little better.
Okay.
So
Now, what about the next generation of the Heavenly Stars? Is there a next generation coming up? You think that as you guys get older, because that's one thing I said to myself about the Jackson Five. I said, man, well, I mean, where the kids at? Why can the kids? Michael, Tito, and Jermaine and all them, they was still trying to sing into their late 50s and everything. Are you guys grooming the next generation?
Well,
I mean, it's a family thing, right?
Yeah, we got there's a few nieces. They enjoy singing, and right now, if we need a substitute,
Cause you got one of the is that the younger sister that sings in the group, or that's one of the kids?
one of my nieces.
Oh, your nieces, okay.
They'll fill in a heartbeat, and without missing a beat.
Okay,
Without
good.
missing a beat, yeah. So I guess if you outside of the younger people getting into their own thing, if it was to carry it on, I could see them doing that.
And you got to groom them. It's a trainable child in the way they should go, right?
I could see them carrying it on. Yeah.
Yeah, because my dad got me into music.
Mm-hmm.
My father had a record store way back, in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
I started music when I was 8 years old. He used to have little block parties over on Foot Street, and I'm out there doing the twist, trying to help sell music. 8 years old, right? And my brother and I was so good with music. I got to tell you what's going on. When we were so good, because my dad, the only thing he thought about was making money. He didn't care about the lead singer. He didn't care none of that. He just wanted to make money off what we sold.
Right.
I was into the music.
Mm-hmm.
So if you came to the store and you start singing the name of start singing some of the words, I tell you who it was. That was Tyrone Davis. That was that's Joe Simon.
Yeah.
Joe Tex or the Temptations. Because he'll call me over. Me and my brother, my brother Henry. He'll say, "Yo, I'm doing my homework," and he'll just say, "Well, just sing a little bit of the song of him." And my son will tell you what it is, and he'll start singing it. Yeah, that's Wilson Pickett. All right. Yeah. So like I said, I was trained young.
Yeah.
Right. I was trained young. So that's why I know you can train somebody and they'll stick with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you guys being singers and having because the Heavenly Stars, this group is awesome.
Amen.
Right. I gotta say that, especially from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't show each other enough love in Connecticut. Right. Because I still say some of these groups from Connecticut should have blown up.
Yeah.
Should have blown up.
A lot of talent.
A lot of talent. But we don't push our
own. Anointing.
Yeah, and the anointing. We don't push our own though.
Yeah,
we don't.
Yeah, that's why it's something that I want to do in this new year coming, to bring some of us together in a collaborative way.
Right.
That it could show a little more unification and push it out throughout the nation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's
I can see that.
Yeah, but that's what we need.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about Connecticut. I can say but I do give the quartet groups a lot of credit because they do kind of stick together a little bit. They support each other. But we should have more groups or singers come from Connecticut because we have a lot of talent here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We got too much talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Truly indeed.
Right, but you can't be who's gonna be the big I or the little U and all that. No. Because this is all about ministry.
That's right.
It's all about ministry.
That's right.
So, Dr. Wayne, do you have any questions?
Yes. One question,
What's up,
because I tell you, man, it's an honor, and I thank you for, coming on today with us.
My pleasure.
Sharing this moment, this epic moment, because I know it's going to be epic.
Yes.
Now as a guitar player, and I like to call you the Southpaw Gibson. The Southpaw Gibson, because if you notice when you play, he plays with his left hand. Most guitar players are right-handed, but you're left-handed. Come on, man, and talk to me. And we got a little footage that we're gonna go to after you just shared some of that experience.
Well, I just said to Jerry now, when my uncle used to put his guitar down, I would pick it up.
Wow.
He was right-handed, so I picked it up left-handed. So when I started making music and it started coming together, that's how it started coming together, man.
Wow.
From that left-handed
now,
right-handed.
Now, because it's a difference in the string tone, because when you tune the guitar. So I know that's an advantage. That's really an advantage that you have.
Some guys say that.
Yeah,
Some
it's an advantage that you have that technique
yeah.
because you have the high strings that are on the bottom, and the bass tones are on the top.
Yeah.
So when you playing that, it's just I mean, and like you said, Jerry, you know, having an ear for music.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to some of the events and you know, and hearing them play, and I'd be like, man, what you doing over there, man? It's like he's, you know, you don't hear that from the right hand player.
Right.
You know, so it's a different technique.
Well, when me and my sisters, when we first started playing and singing together, it was just me. So I took all the chords that I had incorporated on the keyboard and I put them on the guitar. And it was just me, no bass, no drums. So I had to carry all that melody by myself.
Wow.
Man.
Wow. That's improvising. Improvising. So on that note, we're gonna just pause for a minute and go to this video that we have here of one of the events that they played at the Hollaback Awards.
Right. So how long was that? Because I'll play a song on the video while you're doing that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's is we go about 3 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
All
right.
Y'all ready? And we're going sweeping through the city, and we're not captain. Do you know him? Has gone on before, Lord before, and we're gonna sit out of the river, and I'll tell you that I won't be back. Said I won't be back. Won't be back. Won't be back. No more. We'll go sweeping through the city, and we're not captain. Do you know him? Has gone on before. Gone before, and we're gonna sit out. What I need more than it won't be very long. You gonna look for me. I'll be going on home. I'm going over there, singing, shouting. Be nobody there. Just to put me out, Lord. Said I'm going there. Anybody wanna go there? I'm going over there. Do you wanna go? I'm going over there. Can I get a witness? I'm going over there. I'm going to the city, to the city. Do you wanna go to the city, to the city, to the city? To the city. Do you wanna go there?
Yeah.
To the city, over there. To the city. Do you wanna go to the city? Gonna sit down.
That's how we just finishing another show.
In that city, talking about Jesus. In that city, in that city, you wanna go. In that city, well, every day, in that city, will be Sunday. In that city, always holidays. In that city, and never goodbye. In that city, you wanna go. In that city, new crowd. In that city, gonna walk around. In that city, Jerusalem. In that city, new road. Yeah. In that city, everybody run. In that city, you going to Jesus. In that city, new Everybody will crowd the rock. Anybody want to crowd the rock? Anybody want to crowd the rock?
All right, and that was the Heavenly Stars. That was recorded. That was live at the Hollaback Awards some years ago, and that's Facebook Live as well. These girls are fantastic, man. You know, I believe we inducted them into the Hollaback Hall of Fame as well, man. So that was great, man. So let's so Dr. Wayne, you was talking what you were saying again?
Yeah, I mean, that's really, I think that is a extra special gift when somebody that is softball, left-handed,
Right.
that can play the guitar. I mean, that's really a blessing. It's truly a blessing.
Yeah.
And as you were sharing, there's a lot of young brothers that I've seen that have picked up that gift, as you was
Right.
mentioning some of the other guitars here. And it's really a way that you have paved the way for them. So, man, thank you so much for all that you do, man.
You got it. I sit back and I just look at them. And I
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah. And I could see in them, they want to make sure because they, you set an example for them to follow,
Right.
and they live up and they hold up to it. I know you're talking about the young brother, what's his name?
Young brother play the guitar.
Touche.
Touche, yeah. I could tell, man. He picked up a lot from you. I hear it in his
Well, that's
music.
good.
Yeah. You could hear, when you know someone's original style,
Right.
and you, and especially for the quartet genre. One of the things that I've noticed, because with the tradition, and as I was hearing you sharing about how with the Heavenly Stars, how you got them outside of the box. You took some of the old stuff and gave it another feel to modernize it towards today's time, and it just came together in a nice sound.
Yeah.
That's for the quartet, and I hear that come through your experience and leading the way for Connecticut.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, but Minister James, I have one final question for you because I asked this question to everybody because it might be a blessing to somebody else. What piece of advice is someone giving you coming up that helped make you the person you are today? All right, because maybe that same advice someone gave you, that someone's listening on Facebook or the radio, that might help them as well, or a couple pieces of advice. Right?
Oh, wow. That's wow.
I'll give you an example. I tell folks. I remember the late Pastor Darden said one time, if you want to be professional, hang around professionals. If you want to be wise, hang around wise people. All right? But whatever you do, hang around the people that can be a blessing to you. Right? That was the piece of advice that helped me when I was young. Right? And I said to myself, wow, that's heavy. I mean, why hang around a loser when you're not a loser? You want to hang around winners. Right? Yeah. So that's why I said any piece of advice your grandmother, your aunt, or somebody said to you coming up, it's like somebody told me before, when I was young about money, don't spend all your money, put $1 aside a week or something. See, and that's what young people need to hear from us. Advice.
Yeah. Well, it would have to be my grandmother.
Okay.
Because she said, regardless to where you go, don't forget your foundation.
There you go. Right.
I mean, and we got, and you could even playing, you go so far, you do so much, but you always can go back to your foundation.
There you go.
Start over and do it again.
Okay, praise God. Because there's a lot of young men that kind of look up to us.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they watch our lifestyle, and I'm the type of person I like to share knowledge, because knowledge is no good unless you give it away.
Exactly.
All right. And so, I mean, people can look at my life and say, Brother Green, this, but I give them advice along the way.
Yeah.
All right. Because that's what you need more than anything. You need to make the right choices. Because like another thing I tell people, you make your bed hard, you got to lay in it. So don't get mad because you're in a position and you put yourself in that position. Everybody is in a situation because they put themselves in that situation. Do you agree with me?
I totally agree.
All right. So I don't care if you're 55 years old or 60 years old or whatever, or even young, 40 years old. You're in that situation because the choices you made and you made your bed hard and you got to lie in that bed.
It has a lot to do with it.
Right. So that's why I tell young people all the time, I don't care if it's a relationship, if you're going to marry somebody, is that the right one for you? Don't just do it because somebody told you to do it. Right or wrong? Am I talking right?
Case in point, man.
All right.
I can't argue with that.
Don't marry that person because somebody said marry him. Is that the right person for you?
There you go.
And so you make that choice. All right, you the one got to live with it.
You already know it, man. You already know it. You already know it.
All right, brother, Minister James. God bless you, brother. You and your family have a happy holiday. And this is W.J.R.G. Radio. Dr. Wayne, do you have any closing remarks you want?
Well, only thing I want to say at this time, man, it was definitely a epic moment, man. And I thank God for you coming on. And we have to bring you on. We got to do a special for the quartets. And we have to have a co-host to come in with us on the quartet. I said the godfather of quartet. We have to bring him on in.
Well, after I finish up the CD, I'm definitely coming back. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's got to pick the winner.
All right.
I'll be more than happy.
Well, listen, only thing I want to say, man, I want to thank you for taking action first, man. It's been really awesome interview, and I'm glad that it finally happened.
Yeah.
We've been talking for a while, and life gets busy, but only thing I want to say, I want to thank you for taking action first. So can you say that with me? Action first.
All right, and I want to thank you myself, Brother Jay. You and your family have a